Okay, well, I guess I wanted to just start today and thank everybody for the support that we had for Friday Night Madness, which was a couple weeks ago. It's always a well-run, professional caliber event. Our sports marketing program does a really phenomenal job of promoting that, and it's a great chance to showcase our sponsors. We had a lot of people come out to watch our 8th graders through our varsity teams, and we're just grateful for that. We're in the unique position, the girls basketball team's already played a game. We had 3 weeks of practice, and then we played a game on the 21st of November against Platte County. First off, just a huge thank you. We had a pretty good support for a girls' game. We were really pleased with what the fans that came out. It's really hard to head into break. Well, it's really exciting to head into break and have a game, but it's also really hard to only have 3 weeks of practice. There's a lot of stuff we didn't have put in yet, and there's a lot of people that we don't know where they fit just yet. So it was a good launching board for us to have that first game. It's a super long season, basketball is, and it was exciting to have a game that soon, but it kind of exposed some things early for us, and we didn't get a chance to repay Platte County for the buzzer beater they beat us on in this game last year. So anyway, that's where we're at. We're sitting at 0-1 and looking forward to the Liberty North tournament next week.
How does this year's team compare to last year's team?
Well, the biggest difference you're going to see in our team this year is that we're much younger. We graduated 4 impact players. We only have 1 senior this year. We have some freshmen that are playing up with us, and a lot of sophomores that played as freshmen last year that are contributing in this year. So you're just going to see a much younger team out of us this year.
Who would you say are some of your standout players?
Well, based on our first game that we played, we'd have to go with our senior, Tamia Emerson. She scored 16 points and is really shouldering the responsibility of senior leadership, taking on the bulk of our scoring right now. She worked hard this summer and has really stepped up her game, and she played very well for us on Tuesday night. So,
after struggling last season, what steps have you taken to improve?
Well, win-loss records are what they are, but I would have to say that it was not necessarily that we struggled last season. It's that we played very tough against good competition. We lost a lot of games by less than 5 points. That's a really hard thing to do, to lose a lot of games by less than 5 points. And I can say, having been a part of the program the 4 years before that, we would get blown out a lot, and now we're within close games, and we have some really tough competition in Kansas City. So, yeah, our win-loss record didn't reflect what we wanted, but the things we've done this year is we've made a lot of adjustments to the strengths and needs of this team. We're a lot smaller. We are a lot younger. We're constantly working on how we can highlight that, how we can put the players that we do have in positions for them to be successful. So we're just making a lot of small fine-tune adjustments to that.
At the game against Platte County, there's a lot of things that really stand out that were really good. You guys had a lot of time of possession, and you only lost by 8 points, and it seemed to be like the issue was really executing and getting those shots in, and otherwise you would have won the game. So how are you going back to fix those little issues?
Yeah, those are great observations. We did have a lot of the possession. We missed a lot of bunnies. Didn't quite execute our offense as we would have wanted to. That's just not an excuse, but one of those things that we played a game after 3 weeks, and we just had a lot of things that we hadn't quite got in yet. So this week has been an advantage that we've had all week to practice and a game. So we've really gotten to work on our rebounding, which was a huge issue for us in that game. We've gotten to work on our offensive execution. We've gotten to work on just getting up extra shots. Our JV is playing this week as well, so we've got our varsity team just getting to practice and getting to break down those things that we really saw were issues for us.
With losing 4 of your seniors last year, who would you say the leadership role is falling on? Like, will the older girls listen to the younger girls, or who's kind of taking responsibility?
The cool part about our group, we do only have 1 senior. We still have really great leaders, even if they're young, and we're just having to call on those young girls, sophomores, freshmen, and our junior class as well, to be leaders just a lot sooner than they would have had to be had we had a big senior class this year. Ultimately, it's really good for our program because we're teaching that leadership to our younger players and hoping to change our culture and just change the trajectory of what we've got going on.
After losing the game by a small number of points, how would you say you guys are looking in practice to come back for next week's tournament?
Yeah, so we are really hammering on executing those plays that we had kind of faltered on. We're working on some extra shots. Rebounding is huge for us. That rebounding margin has got to be a little bit closer. So that's one thing that we're working on each day. Looking forward to seeing some different competition at the tournament this week. So.
How does having an impact player like Dylan Fancher, the freshman, how does that help?
I think that having any girl come up through the program who's played basketball be great. It helps us because we're all leaning on girls who play year-round. Our freshman class is strong. We have lots of girls who are looking to contribute. Dylan is one of those, and we're glad to have her.
What are your guys' goal for the year?
What's our goals for the year? Well, we have.
What goals have you set?
We've set 7 team goals for each game, and those are for us to look at our field goal percentage and our rebounding margin and things like that. So we have goals in game. As far as our win-loss record, we'd like to try to break 500 this year. We'd like to try to compete within our conference and make some noise when it comes to districts. So thanks, guys, for the chance to talk about our team. I think anytime that we can draw some attention and some light to what our girls are doing and how hard they're working in the gym, it's good. So we're grateful for all of your support.